Hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in.
Hey,
Hey, I hope everybody's doing good tonight on this nice Wednesday. Where y'all located at? Where y'all located? Cause it's a little cool here in Dallas. I'm in Dallas. It's a little cool here. Detroit. Okay, Detroit. I know it's a little chilly probably up there too as well. Period, period. Okay, y'all. So today, let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. We don't really have a lot of slides, y'all. Today we kind of want to just have a real talk with y'all about what it means to be a tax professional. Is anybody on here gonna be doing taxes for the very first time? Let me know in the chat if you are gonna be a first year tax professional. Oh, that is so exciting, y'all. I just think back to when I first started doing taxes, and woo, my first year was trying. Like, it was very trying, but my first year really set the tone for how I show up for myself in my business today. My first year was a very pivotal point. I went through a lot of things that a lot of preparers never face. And if they do face it, they face it like late in their career or a couple of years into their career. So being a tax professional, y'all, honestly, throughout the whole ups and the downs, it's one of the most rewarding industries that I have ever been. I have done a lot of different things. I did taxes. I actually got a degree in childcare, like early childhood administration. And my associates is in education, like just regular education. So I've been doing a lot, just dibbling dabbling a lot. I had a daycare. I was going to school to be a midwife, but nothing, Zoom be tripping sometimes. It be taking a minute for it to share. But nothing has, what they say, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Literally nothing has been more rewarding for me as well as profitable than the tax industry. I also had a skincare brand. I think I'm gonna bring that back. But y'all, the tax industry, for my new people and even the people that's been doing taxes, let them know in the chat like how this tax thing has been for them, have for being for you guys. What I want to get into today is a lot of times people, we do the tax trainings, we teach taxes, and we can show you how to do this, all the tax returns in the world. We can talk about taxes until we're blue in the face. However, when it comes down to this side of stuff, that kind of, a lot of tax professionals, including myself, especially when I was first starting, this type of stuff I wish I knew early on. We kind of learn it through trial and error. But the good thing about it is you guys are in the right place at the right time so that you can shorten your learning curve. You can kind of dodge some of these things before they even take place. And when they do take place, or if you see yourself going down those roads, you can kind of say, I go in your toolkit and be like, yep, this is something that I have already been kind of put on game with. I already know what's going on. So can we talk about that today, guys? Can we talk about actually being a tax professional, like the unfiltered version? Can we just talk about it today? Yeah, it's very fulfilling, including helping people, and of course the money and continue learning. Period. So y'all ready to get into it? Where my new people at? One more time. Let me see, cause we're gonna come up off the mics today. Let me scroll through the comments real quick, cause I want y'all to talk about it. Okay, we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna kind of navigate through this. All right. So I'm gonna be popcorn to somebody, y'all. Make sure, even if you just drop it in the chat, but I do want you to come off of mute if you can. All right. Now, one of the first things I want to go over is the actual truth about the tax industry. Honestly, how many of y'all, and you can drop a me in the chat. This is a safe space, y'all. We all talking, learning, and growing together. We all cousins, okay? So how many of you guys feel like when you look at the text industry sometime online, things just seem so glamorous? Everybody feel like they got all their stuff together. You may feel like, dog, these people really doing it and they just outside, right? It is glamorous. It is, it can be very profitable, but a lot of people don't tell you that it's a lot of work in it. Okay, you got to put that work in, y'all. This is nothing that's gonna come to you in your lap. It's nothing that's just gonna say, hey, you're not gonna wake up one day and people just be all outside your office or all of your DMs saying, I want you to do my taxes. You have to put the work in. Okay, now I'm gonna be honest with you. There may be a lot of late nights you pulling. I'ma just keep it a buck. Like during tax season, sometimes y'all, I promise you, I run 18-hour night a days, just making sure everything is all in place, making sure I'm taking care of everybody, and just putting on for my clients and making sure I'm doing what I'm doing for me as well, for my family, to secure the bag for my family. Y'all think about it. Taxes is a very seasonal job, meaning we're only working from January, well, the active work from January until April, right? That's the Even if you do taxes year round, that's when the majority of your clients are going to be filing. So just think about you doing a whole 12-month job and you're condensing it into a couple of months. That is where the lack of sleep be coming in there. That's where things get all like, oh my God, I gotta grind. That's that grind time. And burnout can be real. But when you learn different strategies on burnout, and we're gonna get into a couple of them in a second, you'll be able to kind of set that tone early on so you're not faced with like, oh my God, I hate to look at my computer, because early on when I started doing taxes, that's where it was for me sometimes. Like, I hate to look at my computer because I did not have the strategies. I did not have the boundaries as well. And sometimes, y'all, you're gonna have some needy clients. No matter how much you have things, people don't read sometimes. Unfortunately, that's what happened. People don't read. So you may find yourself answering those same questions over and over again. But I just look at it like this. Your mindset matters, y'all. I look at it like this. I'm gonna answer these couple of questions. Once I file this tax return, this person is out my hair. So it motivates me to keep going, to go ahead and just do what I gotta do so I can get you out my hair. Because once the tax return is filed, that's all we can do, right? Until it's funded. And most people, like if they file in January, we don't need to hear from them until the mid-February when they get their money. Okay? And if things go right, if everybody cooperate, meaning everybody like the IRS and all of that, most of our clients will be out of here mid-February. And we just rolling with the rest of them. And even when they file it after the PATH Act lifts and after mid-February, it's real smooth sailing for anybody that files after that, unless, obviously something happens. But that's a small percentage of clients. Like, most of your clients gonna be out the way pretty soon. Most people quit when the money slows, but this is the beauty of the tax industry, y'all. One thing about it, this is like, it opens doors for a lot of different things. So you may find yourself being a tax preparer now, but you might dibble and dabble in credit. You may start to help people start their businesses. That's what I love about the tax industry, because we literally have so many ways for us to make money. Where my credit people at? Shout out to Eva, Tiffany. I know off the back of my hand that y'all, both of y'all do credit. So come on, Stephanie, Candy. Okay, credit folks. So y'all know that these credit taxes and credit kind of go hand in hand. So that's a whole nother bag that you can make. All right. And we don't quit. I know it's a lot of people after the tax season is over that sit, they got their bag. But what them folks say on that song, hustles don't stop, we keep going. We keep going. Cause one thing about them, come on, LaShonda. One thing about this, baby, you gotta have multiple streams of income. The more bags, the more places you can collect. All right. And it's not just taxes, it's transformation. You're gonna get the, like, for my people that's been doing taxes, do you know, like, I'm pretty sure y'all share the same feeling as how I feel. I feel very like fulfilled when I see somebody coming in there and I know this the most money they're gonna get all year in a lump sum, and I'm able to give that for them. It's very fulfilling to me when I'm able to give somebody in advance that the same people like H&R Block and all these other people, I'm competing right along with them. Of course, I can give you an advance just like H&R Block. Of course, I can give you a debit card or print you a check just like H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt and all them other people. Of course. So it's so fulfilling to me. And when you help people, like some of the, like I said, sometimes this is the most money that they'll see in a lump sum the entire year. So me knowing that I was had a hand in helping them do that, oh my God, it's the reason why I'm still sitting right here in front of you today. Because if it wasn't for that aspect, like what they say in the healthcare field, the risk outweigh the benefits. In this instance, the benefits outweigh everything that we may go through. The irritating clients, the struggle with the IRS, just all those late nights, early mornings. It all makes it worthwhile, and of course, because we get paid to do so. Now, why we do it? So you want to get your mindset right and ask yourself this question right now. Why are you doing it? I love the financial freedom aspect of it. I love the freedom of being able to, and y'all let me know in the chat, for the people that's been doing it, why you like doing this? Why do you keep showing up? And for the ones that just got started, what made you show up? One thing I love about it, y'all, this is my favorite, my number one favorite thing, because money ain't always it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other industries that can make money like us, but why do I stick to it like glue? Well, it's that freedom. And not even just financial freedom, but the freedom of, hey, My kids tell me, they got basketball games, football games, and all that. I'm on that. I'm right there in the stands with them for the majority of the games. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. You want to go something like they out next week for fall break? I'm able to sit there right there with them. We plan our stuff to do because I make my own schedule. One thing I like about it too is also, like I said, the freedom of it. You can literally do it from any device. Your laptop, your iPad. I done did taxes on my phone before by any means necessary. So that's what I love about it. You don't have to be tied down to one location. Okay, period. I like doing it to educate others because folks be frustrated. Yes, they do. And when we make these things that may be daunting to them or things that may be, like you said, frustrating to them, we make those processes very clear. So now we're able to solve the problem. Remember what I told y'all? Problem solvers get paid. So we're solving those problems and those pain points. Nobody wants to, majority of the people don't want to do their taxes on their own. DIY software is real. Yes, a lot of people use TurboTax, but that's a small fraction of the whole United States population. It's more people that get their taxes done by a professional than they do it on their own. So put that in your mindset. Not everybody's doing it on their own. So you have a need for the skill set that you have. I love doing taxes and being able to help people and see their smile. I love that. Being able to do what you want when you want and having the money to do it. Now, that's the best quote right there. That's the best one. I'm finna screenshot that because I'm gonna put that somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm gonna put that on there because that's it right there. That's it in a nutshell. Being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it and having the money to do so. We also provide for our families and our peace. There is nothing like being able to, if you not feeling well, like if you're, I know some people still working. How many people still work a job and you one day want to get off of that job? This is, I know a lot of people that bridges that gap. Taxes bridges that gap. So they work a job, and as soon as that tax company making more than their job and you able to sustain it, they out of there because of that. So being able to provide for your families and their peace and create something that you can control. You can't control that job. You can't control what them people do, but you can control when you work. You can set your hours. Oop, my baby gotta go to the doctor in the morning. Well, I'm gonna start working at 2 o'clock, y'all. That you can't really do that on your job. You gotta ask them for permission. Ooh, this kind of might sting a little bit, but you gotta ask them for permission to be a parent. You gotta ask them for permission to rest your body, and that's one of the things that I love about tech. That's like one of my. I know I got a lot of favorites, but that's one of the favorites about that. And when I'm ready to go on my trip, I can get up out of it. I don't have to ask you for permission to live my life and see the world, and that's what I love about it. But all of this, I do want y'all to understand that yes, that's the thing, but at the same time, you have to put that work in. You're not going to be able to get that financial freedom you want without the clients. You're not going to be able to get the clients unless you put the work in. All these things is what glamorize the industry and make it like, oh, I want to do this. I want to have a piece of that. But in order to get a piece of it, you have to put the work in. Drop it in the chat. I got to put the work in. Now, this is what a lot of people struggle with in the industry, especially early on. Okay, because we sometimes get that. I know this word, y'all know them words that a lot of people be putting, that imposter syndrome, child, and that is real. Like sometimes we feel like, oh my god, like I'm not worthy, or who am I supposed to be, or we see something working for other people, so we do it. Listen, for my newbies, be yourself. That's the flex. That is the beauty of this industry because you're able to be yourself. You don't have to put on. You don't have to, how we go to job and we have to go and work that job how they say you're gonna do. You need to do this. You gotta do that. You gotta say these things. You can create like as a tax preparer, you put on how you want to put on. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like when I say that, I mean you can be yourself. You have the and your tribe will find you. So you don't need to sound like every other tax professional. You be you. What makes people draw themselves to you is what? Being authentic. So that's gonna sell faster than any flyer because you gotta understand that people are literally trusting you with everything. You got that kid, their information, ID, social security card, all these different things. Not only for them, their children, their whole life is in your hand. They're not just gonna give it to know anybody. That in the way that they trust you like that, they have to number one know you, they have to like you, and then they ultimately trust you to say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let her do my taxes because I feel confident knowing that this person is gonna take care of me. And how do they do that? through being authentic. This is your number one seller. And when I say your story is your strategy, that means you ain't got to get on here and tell, well, when I was 8, this what happened. When I was 9, this what happened. You don't have to do that. But you can paint a story, or every day when you show up and you post on social media, you post what that looks like. Right now, you're in training. You let them know I'm in tax training today. This tax season is going to be one of the great ones for you. I'm able to help you. I'm able to do XYZ for you, and I'm ready to serve you. So you show up as you. That's not telling, you don't have to tell all your business, but you just be relatable. This is why I got into taxes. I got into taxes because I know how it feels to be a single mom, or I know how it feels to, wait around for that tax check, and I want to bring that joy to other people. I want to be the one to help bring that joy to other people. So you don't have to always just say, oh my God, what is it that I got to post? That's your story is how you post. Why did you do that? What does that look like for you? Like, what does get when you said, hey, I'm going to be a tax preparer? What was your thought process? You know what I'm saying? You're telling them about you going through trainings, telling them about you learning new things, and you showing up as that girl. Say, right now, I'm that girl and I'm going to help you. And that's, like I said, that's all a part of being yourself. You also have to have confidence. You got to be confident in what you're doing, y'all. Taxes is not hard to learn. Taxes is not hard to do, and you're gonna see that when you do your trainings. However, one of the things that people may agree with me, some people may disagree, but some of the hardest things to do is to just be confident in what you're selling, be confident in the services that you're providing, and show up as the person, as the expert. Even if you may feel like you're unsure, and to feel unsure is something that may happen because it is something new that you're doing. This is a new skill that you're acquiring. But what they say, never let them see you sweat. They don't gotta know that. When you show up online, you like, yep, you know what I'm saying? This tax season, I'm that girl. I'm the one that's gonna help you out. And on the back end, you reach up with your mentor, like, look, I got my first client. How we gonna navigate this? And the more you start doing it, the more confident you will be to be like, I got this. But you cannot give up early on. And don't just go think you gotta go paint this picture and be this old corporate style tax preparer. I'm gonna just be 100% honest with y'all. Most of my clients are low income, or like moderate middle income taxpayers. A lot of them are on government assistance. Majority of them, working a job. They might got 2 or 3 side hustles. They making, got kids, multiple kids. I'm not gonna get up here and talk to them like I'm talking to a multi six figure earner that's in the boardroom. Those two don't even make sense, together. So I talk to them, I meet them where they are, and I be myself. And that's how I'm able to get all these clients. So I file over 700 by myself every year. So and I do that by being myself. Now, again, my being myself may not look like what your being yourself is. You might not feel comfortable with some of the things that I do, some of the things that you do. I might say, well, nah, that's not, something I do. But only you know that, okay? So just be yourself and know your audience. Girl, you better not give up, because guess what? If you give up, like, work the clients that God has already picked for you, who they gonna go to? Your clients are already out there waiting on you. So why would you give up? Because where they gonna go? Where are they gonna go? God has already picked. I don't know what y'all subscribe to, but I know, for me, period. Speak, I love the Lord. He heard my cry. But I'm just saying, where your clients gonna go if you give up? But the most profitable thing you can be in this industry is yourself, y'all. So many people lose a lot of money because they just not being themselves. Now let's get into why you should run your own race. Now I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. This is something that a lot of people, and it's to be expected, because it be a lot of noise in the industry. You look around, you see a lot of tax professionals, and you may feel like you behind. How many people right now feel like they behind? How many people feel like, oh my God, or, and she already explained, like, she was like, dog, I might give up. But how many people may feel like, oh my God, like, they doing everything. They got photo shoots, they doing this, they doing that. Oh my God, they got all these people. They already got thousands of people on a reservation list and all this different stuff. Let me tell you something. You have to run your own race. You looking around, comparison is the thief of all joy. You cannot compare yourself to someone. Hello, you cannot compare yourself to another professional, because you number one. I'm gonna tell you the number one thing: people be lying through their teeth. People be lying. A lot of times people be lying. Like, and you comparing yourself to a lie. A lot of people don't post the bad stuff. A lot of people don't post the shortcomings. A lot of people don't post the things that go wrong in their life. You comparing yourself, your real authentic life, to somebody highlight reel. They're just like a football player. Why would they post when they fumble the ball? Why would they post when somebody threw the ball to them and the other team picked it off and got a touchdown? Why would they post that? They're not gonna post the horrible things. They're gonna put their best foot forward online. So you're comparing yourself to somebody highlight reel, and you're doing yourself a disservice. So that's the quickest way for you to kill your confidence. So you gotta stop comparing yourself. And it's okay to look at other tax professionals for motivation, but we're human. I can't even lie to y'all. Like, I still don't compare myself, and I always find myself doing it. Like, what is this gonna do? You putting yourself in a funk. You sitting up here like, oh my God, I gotta do this. I should be further along. And you put yourself in a funk to the point where you're not gonna want to do anything. So early on, I need y'all to stop looking around so much. Stop looking around so much. Look straight ahead. Think of it like this. If you put a straw up to your eye, it's only so much you're gonna be able to see through there. And that's the type of tunnel vision that you need to have in this industry. If not, you'll get lost in the sauce, and that's just real. You understand what I'm saying? So the next time y'all get a straw from a fast food restaurant or whatever, if you got one in your house, I want you to put it up to your eye. And I want you to really try to look through it and focus. You really have to hyper focus to even make, to even see to the other side of it. That's how you have to be in the tax industry. You have to stay focused on your own goals. You have to stay focused on what you have going on, because growth looks different on everybody. You may be comparing your life or where you are right now in the industry with somebody that's been in the industry for 10 plus years. They had better been doing something if they've been in here this long. Now you think about somebody that's just not getting started. You got people right now that just starting at the beginning of the race with you. They right there at that start line. And at the end of the season, you may see somebody just come out and say, boom, I made 400,000 this first year. And while that's okay, but guess what? Sometimes it's smoke and mirrors. A lot of time people don't do the right thing. So you're comparing yourself as an ethical taxpayer to somebody that risk it all for a couple of change. You know what I'm saying? They're taking penitentiary chances for pennies. Because if it ever hit the fan and stuff like that pops up, they're gonna think like, dog, this ain't even no money. I done blew it here, I done blew it at. So do not compare yourself to somebody to anybody. You know what I'm saying? The only person I would compare myself to in this day and age is the old version of myself. The version of myself where I was not doing things to the best of my ability. That version of myself that was scared, the version of myself that was depressed. That's who I'm comparing myself to. And I'm always reminding myself, don't go back to that. So if you want to compare yourself to somebody, compare to where you feel like it's the lowest part or has been the lowest part of your life. That's who you need to compare yourself to. And you should always be doing better than that. You get what I'm saying? So that's it. Just like she said, keep your eyes on your own paper. And nobody can outrun you at being you. So when you run your own race, you in the lane with no traffic. How can it be traffic? How can somebody swerve up in your lane if you running your own race? You're going to win every time. Every lap you're going to win it because there's nobody else there. You understand what I'm saying? And the finish line going to be waiting right there for you. Now, here's where another thing, this is where a lot of people, myself included, this is something that is not talked about enough, but early on in your career, a lot of y'all are just not getting started. This is the perfect time to drill it in you right now. Number one, you gotta protect your peace or you will lose your motivation. Don't be the one that just yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, I can do this, yes, I can do that, or like going against your boundaries. Okay, you are one person. You're not a robot. Yes, it's okay to have late nights, early mornings, and you in hustle mode, but at the same time you can't be 24/7 available. You're a person. A lot of y'all are moms, y'all wives, girlfriend, whatever, daughters, whatever you are, whatever role you play. I'm pretty sure y'all have multiple hats that you're wearing. So you got to know that sometimes taking rest and getting that rest and fueling back into yourself is a part of the work. And like, that's something that a lot of professionals, like, y'all, you gotta pace yourself, okay? You have to, because if not, you will burn out quickly. So early on, you gotta make sure that you are setting those boundaries, okay? With your clients, like, don't start them with you instantaneously replying back to them so early on, because it may, when I say that, I mean, okay, you gotta have a boundary in place, like, hey, give me a couple of hours to respond. Even if you're available and you only got a couple of clients right now. But what happens when you get hundreds of clients? You start and everybody's hitting you up at one time, and now it's like, oh my gosh, she never answers the phone. But you gotta let them know, like, hey, I'm a professional. Give me a couple of hours and I'll respond to you. Have that schedule in place where, for me, I check my DMs in the morning. I check them like when I'm eating lunch, and I also check them like right before I get ready to like go to bed. So that's something that's like a good schedule to have, especially when you're in like filing season and you want to have time to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, it'll get from up under you quick, and you'll find yourself just on your phone for 3 hours and ain't got nothing done. So try to get a schedule early on, okay? Now, another thing, this is one more thing I'm gonna tell you. I think it's our last slide, and we'll kind of open up for any questions, and we can just kind of have like a real talk conversation. You're gonna have doubts. You're gonna feel, you're gonna feel that. I would be lying to you if I tell you that you should never feel like that, because you are human. You're gonna feel periods of doubt, periods of, oh my god, this ain't for me. I can't tell y'all how many times I done doggone quit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just saying, if this, I ain't doing it, I'm not finna keep going. Like, it's just over me. Every year I contemplate quitting, and here I am finding myself right back again, because you're gonna feel like that sometimes, because again, we human, especially us women, like, we be very emotional sometimes. So, but you got to do it anyway. You got to work through that. You got to work through that doubt. You got to work through, depression, all that stuff. You got to do it tired. You got to do it broke. You got to do it. Don't do it hungry, child. Go and get you some food. But you definitely got to take a shot at it. And if you don't take a shot at it, then bet on yourself. So give yourself time. A lot of times people give up before the race even start. Like, you gotta give yourself time, love. Yeah, baby, don't do it hungry. Please eat. Please eat. The only difference between winners and quitters is consistency. You gotta be consistent. You can't post one little flyer and say, "Oh my God, they're not following me," or you can't just show up for the first 2 or 3 days of tax season and be like, "Well, I ain't getting no clients." When it comes down to doing this stuff, I remember when I first started doing taxes, I had like a big rush like that, because I had an office my first year. I had like a big rush, and then for like a week, people was barely coming in. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? But I noticed once I start marketing, people stop coming. So it was an everyday thing. Even with the office, you still have to keep marketing. So for me, I learned that early on. I'm like, okay, even if I got clients, I got to still keep posting. I got to still keep letting them know. And when, I do things virtual now, I do got an office, but right now, everything I've been doing for the last couple of years has been virtual. So even if I'm sitting there with 20 returns in the queue, I'm posting every day, because you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to show up consistently. That's the only way this is going to work. And if you're tired, get you some rest, but don't retire. Meaning, when you're tired, you got to get you some rest. You got to take some blinks, okay? That's it. Long sleeps, that's it. You can't stop, though, because once you stop, you done knock yourself out the race, all right? So, well, I got some homework for y'all. I want you to write down the real reason why you being a tax pro. And if you, this for the first year people. If you are returning, what's your why for returning? Why do you keep coming back? I know a lot of y'all dropped that in the chat. And y'all got some great answers. Define your income goal for the season. What is it? What's that number that you want to reach? Make it realistic. Don't just say, oh, I want to make $1 million without a plan. Make it realistic. Like, based upon, how much time you got to devote, how much effort you're willing to put in. What's your goal? What's your realistic goal that you got for this tax season? And I want you to create one piece goal. Outside of revenue, outside of how many clients you want, what's that one goal? Meaning, okay, I'm not gonna work on Sundays. Sundays are gonna be the day for my family. Because I didn't put that slide on there, but that is something that happens a lot too, y'all. When business be booming, sometimes home life suffers. That work life balance. How many of y'all ever had been faced with that before? Like that work life balance, where, for me, I'm gonna tell you my biggest thing. During tax season, I just told y'all I be working like 16 to 18 hours a day. So a lot of times I find myself on that doggone DoorDash. I'm talking about my kids be McDonald's, Zaxby, all this other extra stuff every day. But I had told myself this year, well, actually I started last year, but this year, For sure, we not doing that. So that crock pot, my best friend, I've been testing some more crock pot recipes. I've been all on TikTok. TikTok good for something, baby. Them crock pot recipes. Oh, I be turning every which way but loose. Making sure that I on Sundays I make sure my all the clothes out for the week for my little kids, my older kids. They know. Make sure all your stuff out. Make sure everything is good. You got 5 clothes for the daytime, like for you to go to school in, and 5 things for you to put on when you get out of school for like when you take a bath and stuff. That's it. 5 pajamas, 5 clothes. We do that. We recycle. We run that same routine every week. We know on Saturdays, just like the old school. Y'all know how old school do. Open up them curtains, open up them blinds, open up them windows. It's time to do a deep clean in the house. Of course, we clean up every day, but that deep clean with the Lysol and the bleach, yeah, that's our Saturdays. So we have to run that same routine, and that's a goal of mine that I had wanted to do. Yes, ma'am. Now, see, I'm a little different. I don't really be doing the gospel music. I be putting on like I don't know. I'm embarrassed to say, but yeah, I be putting on that music, and my kids be like, once they know that music coming in there, they know, yep, mom on it again. It's time to go and get on up. So that's that. Like, we once you create those healthy habits, and that's what I call peace. Because if the house is functioning properly and my business is functioning properly, I'm in bliss. Like that's how I feel right now. Like I feel so good on the inside because everything is good. Like I ate before I came on here. The children ate. They finna, get their bath stuff and go to bed. And everything is good. So if you just keep that consistency up, that's gonna help you. And the more that you're at peace at home, you'll be able to be at peace at business. Okay, yes, that little trap music, yes, baby. I have a mixture of music in my oldest. Now I love that. I love that down. I got me a list with like the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire and all that. So that's like when I done just about been done cleaning up, about to light the candles, I kind of simmer it down with that. But when it's time to actually get in the clean, oh yeah, baby. Yes. Okay. So I hope that kind of, that's your homework for tonight. And I hope that kind of gave you a little motivation. Now I'm gonna let y'all unmute. We can have a conversation. I can pour into y'all. Y'all can help pour out into me. But I want to see each and every one of you guys be successful this year. So by successful, one of the biggest thing is don't quit. Keep showing up. Keep coming to these trainings. Life happens to all of us, guys. Life happens. I promise you. Like I had to take almost a whole month off last month. I went to an IRS forum in August. Was it August? Early September. Yeah, it was August. It's been a minute. September, whatever. Yep, the last part of September. Ended up having to stay a week in Orlando. I had gallbladder. My gallbladder was messed up. Ended up went back to the hospital for a whole week, like 2 weeks ago. So sometimes life happens. But guess what? Life happens to us all. So you have to just know, like, okay, when life happens, you gotta just know, like, this is just what is it that, for those of you that believe in God, what is it that God trying to teach me? And for me, it was slow down. Sometimes you gotta slow down to smell the roses, baby. You gotta slow down and prioritize your health, and the bag gonna get made. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at the lessons that life be life, and they don't mean that you just succumb and just be like, oh, whoa, it's me. You just gotta slow down. Then sometimes you gotta slow down and really just see, like, what is it that I need to learn from this. And when you learn from it, and when you go through it, when you come to the other side of it, you come out fighting. Sometimes we go through stuff in life, and it'll be our objective to work through it. I went through something very like traumatic at one point, like with my children and stuff, and I had to go ahead and work through it. Like I had to really put my focus into something else, and I put my focus into work. So you just have to look at that, and you have to understand, like, everyone life be life, and that's when you gotta double down. You gotta triple down. When things feel like, right when you don't go through nothing, like you don't reach a breakthrough until you go through something. And my pastor had told me one point, like, you gotta get to a breakdown until you get through a breakthrough. And if you feel like you at the bottom, you at rock bottom. What other way is it to go but up? You know what I'm saying? So if you know that didn't get your financial goals right now, some of you on here probably, who knows, some of y'all probably, be in a financial strain right now. But guess what? Facebook free. You can get Canva for free. All these social media sites are free. You could be promoting your business right now. Your circumstances can change. Don't always think that, oh my God, if I ain't got no money. If you ain't got no money, you got to go work twice as harder. And it's okay. That just means you got to put your big girl panties on and just go and get the going where you got to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing about the tax industry. Well, you know, like last year, let's just say if you're not in your first year, and last year was your first year or whatever, or you was in a year where you didn't do as well as you should, and you know, a lot of times we know it be on us. Oh my God, I ain't put the work in, or I ain't do what I was supposed to do. So now you gotta put what the kids say, BTA. You gotta put BTA on your own self. Like be up under, put fire up under your own self. And I'ma just be as 100% honest. A lot of times we be looking for other people as sources of motivation. Sometimes you got to be self-motivated. You got to be able to know like, hey, I'm going to do this. And it's okay to, have your circle and have your people that you rely on to support you, but it's a support. It's not to be your crutch. You got to have what the kids say, you got to have that dog in. You got to know, I'm going to have plan A, B, C, D, E. And plan E is going to be nothing is going to stop me from executing plan A, B, C, or D. So that means, guess what? Something has to work. It has to. If one blueprint don't work, you got to go back and go to the drawing board and figure out what works next. Okay, well, I know Facebook ain't working for me, so maybe I need to start going, put me some clothes on, going knocking on these doors at these barbershops, at these beauticians, at these daycares, and start shaking hands with people. Maybe I can get a better look inside or in person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and oh, that's a big one, Felicia. Sometimes them family and them friends, listen, they don't owe you nothing. I had to learn. Listen, the early on, oh my God, I'm about to come up out my seat. Out of all the big old family I got, I can count on my hand, on one hand. No, I'm lying. I count on two hands and still have fingers left over. How many of my family and my friends follow me? Most of my friends like that I like talk to on a day-to-day basis now, cause one thing, I'm in my 30s. And one thing about them 30s, like them sets of friends hit different. But like my childhood friends that I had, baby, family friends and childhood friends, I can count on both hands and still have fingers left over how many of them follow me. If I relied on them to share my posts, to give me referrals, I would be out of business the first year. So I don't beg them for support. It used to, mess with me a little bit, but I don't beg them for support. I don't ask them for support. I don't even expect it from them. But they just gotta know, don't ask me for nothing else too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when them kids be needing them donations, I ain't got it. When they be calling asking for all this, ooh, I was just finna call you and ask you for $50. I don't care. I can sit up here and have $100,000 sitting in my bank account, or I can literally have it in my hand. But that's a part about your peace and those boundaries too, because you my family, you my friend. If you can't even share my post, which support is free, you'll learn that you got strangers that'll go hard for you. Then your family, the people that you come from. So it's messed up that it's like that, but the early on that you detach from that emotionally, the early on you're gonna be all the people in your hometown, baby, hanging a flash screen. Like, don't even worry about it. This is why I would just tell you, like, don't even expect for them to even be there. If they do, consider yourself blessed. But at the same time, they ain't obligated, and sometimes strangers can clap for you more than. And I always say, family and friends and all this stuff, and your loved ones. It's who I say it is. It don't have to always be blood or how long you know the person. Like, I know people right now. I even clap for people more sometimes, and I be right there in that corner, supportive of everything they have going on, more so than some of the people that they would consider to be their family and friends. And that's just life, y'all. That's how it works. So it is what it is. But you, again, like she said, don't even expect it. If they do, that's cool. Not everybody has the same type of, family and friends or whatever, but that some of them have, they be their biggest supporters. And that is a blessing. That's a blessing. So if you are one of the ones that have that, don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it for granted. So that's all I would say. I think the strangers will support me more. And that's the thing and the beauty about the internet, and even not even just the internet, just you being in person. And if you go to, like, if you moved to a new city, even if you in your city that you grew up in, it's always somebody out there that's ready to support. It's always somebody else entering into the workforce that's gonna need their taxes filed. It's always gonna be people that have babies, or they now, maybe they was a W-2 worker and now they are self-employed person that needs help navigating that. It's gonna always be somebody out there. It's always gonna be somebody ready for you to file their taxes, ready for you to do and be of service to them. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing too, y'all, and I'm gonna let y'all unmute and we can talk about it. But Don't focus on who's not supporting, and always show love, show gratitude, show thanks for the ones that are, and pour into those people that support you. So that means, like, there can be something simple as a referral program. Like, hey, if you send me a client, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll throw you a couple dollars for you doing a referral or whatever. And always your biggest asset is gonna be your customer service when it comes down to that. Take care of them. Do a good job every time. Do it intentionally. Have good customer service every time intentionally, because that's gonna be like one of your biggest, like, word of mouth gonna always eat down. So do a great job, and they're gonna send you people. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, they gonna send somebody. Once you do good on that, they gonna send you somebody. And that's how, like, referrals are one of the biggest ways that I, outside of just social media. But a lot of people say, "Hey, my cousin filed with you. Can you help me too?" Yes, of course. You know what I'm saying? And do a great job. Always show love. Say thank you. I appreciate you. Those are some of the things that go a long way. And even if you do, because we're human, even if you do mess up, apologize. Apologize. Be in a sense, like, have humility. Like those characteristics that you learn, like in elementary and stuff, like, those character traits. Really hone in on it as a business owner. And I promise you, it'll take you a long way. It'll take you a long way. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet, and I'm going to let y'all come up. Y'all can ask questions. Y'all can share anything you want to share. If you want to, give some advice, y'all can. The floor is open. And I hope
Hey,
this kind of,
Raven,
go
this
ahead.
I'm sorry, this Eva. I could not stay, I couldn't stay muted because I just want to motivate somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to, who on this call really needs to hear this, but um a lot of y'all probably know me just for showing up every single day, every time. I don't if it's something that I need to know, even if it's something that I already know, I consistently still show up. Even in seasons when I supposed to have been crying, y'all, like when people tried to break me because of my elevation, I still showed up. A lot of my team members that's on here, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I say I went through it, but I still never let it break me. And because of that, we all have to, in your elevation, I'm going to tell you this too, in your elevation, it's going to be something that's going to try to break you. But if you allow it to break you and you give up right then you're not doing what God called you to do, first of all. You're not putting faith in yourself because you gave up just off a downfall or just off just what somebody said about you. Because now, not only did you give up, you pretty much created yourself to be exactly who that person wanted you to be. But I never gave up. I still showed up. I still showed up for my clients. I explained everything to them. And at the end of the day, I walked away with zero fines, zero, I just, because it could get scary, y'all. I'm not even going to hold y'all. It could get scary. But if you do it the right way, like Raven teaching us, if you do everything the right way, you don't have to worry about it. So keep going, keep showing up. I actually got an award today, just for being an MVP player with credit. And I never thought that, I would be recognized. Raven talk about me a whole lot. Y'all, that shit motivates the hell out of me. And it's only because every time I'm showing up. So continue to show up for yourself, even when it get ugly, even when it seems like it's not working for you. Show up every single day. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, I did it with $50 in a dream. I left a good paying job. I was a district manager, salary pay over 13 stores. I was the boss. I ran shit. I called the shots. But what I couldn't do, I couldn't call the shots for home. When my son was sick, I couldn't show up for my son. It didn't sit right because my son, he's 7 now. So back then he was 4 or 5, and I couldn't be the mother that I wanted to be. His father's locked up for 40 years. I could go on, and talk about it, but I knew I had to make a difference. So I walked away and I said, God, show me. And with God he started to show me, he started to show me different things. And then, like I said, it was a hiccup in the road, but he was testing my faith then. Because if I would have quit, y'all, I wouldn't be able to be in the position that I'm in now. And another thing, don't let nobody tell you because it's your first year, you can't do shit. Because I ran shit my first year. And it was only because I showed up every single day. I showed up every single day. I don't quit. Consistency. I don't care. I don't care if nobody never comment on my post, y'all. They in my inbox. So y'all just keep going. Again, like I ain't, a lot of y'all may not believe in God, but if you do, continue to pray about everything. And I'm gonna leave y'all with something very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So when you do this, y'all make sure y'all be sincere in your heart when you do this. Everything you want, you write it in prayer. You get you a notebook and you write it in prayer and you circle those prayers. And you come back to me and say, Eva, girl, I just want y'all to tell me how it works. Okay. I promise y'all. And a lot of times, like I said, a lot of people on this call can vouch for that. I change lives, baby. And I love y'all. I'm done because I'm about to start crying over here.
Woo, girl, you just brought tears to my eyes for real. Like I got chills because I know, like, when I see somebody that I can pretty much like I got an eye for people that I call them like my play runners. I can tell when people are gonna like reach their goals because again, consistency. Just like she said, Eva gonna show up. Eva be I'm talking about Zoom, when we gonna get on Zoom, when we doing this, when we doing that. And resiliency, because anytime something was designed to break you and it doesn't and you overcome that, that just really add more fuel to the fire and it make you feel like, man, I can't be fucked with. Excuse my language for those of you that maybe don't like the choice words, but when you feel like that and you really walk in your purpose, you really can't be messed with. So that's what, like she said, you gotta be consistent. You gotta show up. You gotta make sure that you're whatever it is, anything come your way, any obstacle come your way, you right there like, what's up? Because when you walk in your purpose and you're purpose driven and you know like, hey, I'm above, just like she said, I walked away from my job. Like, if you know that you above mediocrity, if you know you above like working paycheck to paycheck, if you know that you above just waiting for whatever it is, like not being able to do stuff with your kids, not being able to be there, be active. And I know like there's not no digs to nobody parents. I'm just saying sometimes like when you're trying to make the ends meet, you can't be active like you want to and do the things you want to do. But when you know that there's something like that you ready, like you're actively trying to work against, then you're gonna show up every day. It's gonna be in you. It's gonna be in you and on you. So when you show up for yourself and you bet on yourself and you really really hone in on it, I promise you you're gonna reach them goals. And you may feel like, dog, is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. When you start to feel right, when you feel like it's like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. That's when you gotta double down more. That's when you gotta go harder, because every time I'm gonna give y'all like my little personal feelings on it. Like anytime I back against the wall, I'm talking about I could be like, oh my God, this just about to take me out. That's when I know I just have to hold on just a little bit long, because I know, oh baby, a breakthrough about to come through. And every time I like get to that level where I know that a breakthrough is about to come, then I know like, okay, God want me to, whatever I'm going through, he want me to use my voice and the talents that he blessed me with to go and help pour into other people, other moms, other people that's going through that, the same things that I probably had went through. So yes, indeed, you got to do it. You got to do it scared, do it tired, do it broke. No matter what it is, just don't do it hungry, y'all. Just don't do it. Just don't do it hungry, baby. You gotta eat. You gotta eat. I have 9 children and 2 in college. I need to hear that because my load is so heavy. And you gave me a little more faith. Yes, faith over fear. Faith over fear. You have to like really, really hone in on that. And when you're scared, that's even more reason for you to just go ahead and do it. Thank you for sharing, Eva. Anybody else want to unmute and say something? Starting up and just getting over the hump to get one to start. Then I feel like more I know. Yes, 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 yes. That's it. And that's it. And the more you show up in them trainings, the more you're gonna get confident. The more you're gonna to say like, hey, you know what, I can do this. And the more you start talking to people, the more you start, anytime you go like in Walmart, especially the close to the tax season, when I go to Walmart, my kids be tired of me sometimes. When I'm at the checkout line, even if I'm no matter where we at, baby, Walmart, Dollar General, in the line at doggone McDonald's, guess what? Who do your taxes? I'm telling you, I talk to people. I will start a conversation with you in a minute. You in the elevator with me, you gotta know that I'm finna ask you about who do your taxes. Between I'm gonna say about December and February, that's hey, how you doing? My name Raven. I do taxes. You do who do your taxes? You filed your taxes yet? When I'm going to Walmart and I'm talking to the workers, hey, can you unlock this doggone electronic over here? And by the way, who do your taxes? Baby, I promise you, business cards, I'm going putting them in Pampers, little kids' clothes. I'm taping them to the pamper box. I'm going because I know that's where if I know my target audience are kids, people with kids, I'm going where them kids at, baby. All in the doggone pamper box, I'm sliding it right on in there. In the little jeans at Walmart, yep, sliding the business card right on up in there. Yep, the formulas, taping it right on to the back. Me and my kids sometimes that yep gave a discount at family day. Period. I'm doing all of that because somebody gonna scan it. And last year I even put like $5 bills. It was real $5 bills. I had got like $200 worth $5 bills, and I was folding them up and putting them in like little jean pocket, little jacket pocket of kids and stuff like that. I'll put them in the box of Pampers, and I got a couple clients from there too. You know what I'm saying? This year I'm gonna still double down on them, but I'm gonna put a little bit more money in there. Cause it did good for me. Them little $200 I got in once, I think it was like $200 or $300 in fives. I ended up getting that back, like by the client. So baby, yes, man, slide them little chip cards and pen. Yes, indeed. I go straight to Walmart. I'm gonna tell you where I really go to: Children's Place, Walmart, Target. Yes, indeed, baby. I slip that stuff right on up in there, cause you know in the box of Pampers, most of them got them little slits. Loves is the best because they don't really tape them all the way at the slit. They'll tape them at the box, but not at the top. Like at the bottom, but not at the top. So I go slide them right up in them lubes. Slide them in there, put them in them. Um, with the formula and stuff, get a box of formula because you know how they had a box and it's like real. It be like six of them, like the powder formula in the box, and it come already like in the plastic. I'll just slip it right on in there. Them little in the little jeans pocket, I try to put them in there. The little onesies, yup, slide them right on up in there onesie because it's not gonna move. The little sleepers, this the perfect time. The November, December, y'all know them little what they call them, the little ones. Y'all know the little ones with the foot in them. They're my favorite kind. I slide them right on in there in the foot. They're gonna be like, what the hell is this? That part. Yeah, love's the best, baby. I had enough children to know which Pampers be the best. And I love the cheaper Pampers, just, you know, if anybody's pregnant or finna be a first time mom, the cheaper Pampers be the best one. Them doggone Pamper brand and Huggies, baby, they peeing the one time they done blew up like a balloon. Cheap brand always work best for me. I don't be playing. I told y'all I got a lot of clients. I got a lot of clients. I found 700 clients by myself. Like, and they don't just fall out the sky. You gotta do that work. You gotta do that work, and they gonna guess what they gonna do. The first thing they gonna do, take a picture of it because that's what I put on the card. Take a picture and show it to me. Find me on social media. Join my text group, and they gonna post it. Look what I found today. Now here I come with a lot of followers. People following me. Oh my God, that's such a good thing. Follow me. And then by the next couple of weeks, you probably forgot why you follow me. Now I'm on you. You're on my page, and I'm on here dropping all type of tax tips. You'd have probably forgot where you even found me at first, but dog, you do taxes. Of course I do. Of course I do. Yup, that QR code and business cards. Some of the cheapest things you can get, y'all. They like $50 for like 1,500. Print that joker clean on them, put it up in there. Y'all know them kids. It's gonna be Halloween. Them teachers probably already begging y'all for candy. Don't you take now one piece of candy up there unless you like you can put it in a candy bag and you can like put individual candies in there. Throw your business card up in there, make it real cute. Or you can buy like them little 2x2 stickers from Walmart. I just went and got some today. Print out your logo on there. Print out your QR code. To let them know, hey, this candy was sponsored by such and such. Here you go. Have a nice Halloween to my little dependents. Come foul, come get this to your mama. You know what I'm saying? If you participate in the Halloween at your if you wherever you live at in your neighborhood, baby, please. All the candy here is sponsored by your neighborhood tax lady. Don't forget to come knock on my door when you got your tax returns. When you got your tax returns, don't you forget to come knock on your door. Every doggone and yeah, I know this turned to a whole marketing class, but I want y'all to know how easy it is. See, when your budget low, you gotta think outside the box. When you can't get out of fancy photo shoots and can't go do all these, pay $500 for some flyers and $800-900 for all this, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I want you to go right now. This y'all homework too. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna send y'all to this. I'm gonna y'all need to go to this site right here, and I'm gonna put y'all up on game. And when y'all, yes, ball on the budget, I'm gonna put y'all up on game, and y'all talk about it with y'all team, okay? So y'all go to Eventbrite. You're gonna go right here to eventbrite.com, and you're gonna search for different. Look, it's already up here, Halloween stuff. So you're gonna search for trunk or treats. stuff like that. So let's look for trunk or treats. Wait, what is a trunk or treats? Wait, it might be, that's the location. Hold on, let me spread this out. So you're gonna look for trunk or treats, or you could just look for Halloween in your area. A lot of times they just be wanting donations. Let's see if they got some on here. Nah, we probably gotta look. Here we go. So you probably just look at it. Look at it in your area. They probably be looking for vendors. They probably looking for donations or whatever. Let's see if we can filter it a little bit. Let's see if we can find something for kids. Let's do free. Contest. This is the arcade. Trick or treat on downtown streets. They probably got some little stuff going on. You see all this truck yard data, all this different stuff. So you're gonna just look through it. Look and see anything that's looking for like donations or vendors, and see if you can come up there and put a like a booth out there. You can get a little table, or you can just go and donate some candy. Candy, candy, candy. If you ain't doing it for the people that y'all know, if you still on the budget and you got, the food stamps, no tea, no shade, because for years, that's what I did when I was still on food stamps, when I was, still trying to make it doing taxes before it was able to sustain. Yes, indeed, I'll go up there, spend $200-$300 worth of them, and go ahead candy everywhere. So that's my little nugget for y'all, okay? Yes, that's a good little nugget too. Print them up at Walgreens. They don't have to be like them old regular flyers. You know how it is. You can go print up doggone just like you're printing up prints. I think they 5x7 or 3x what it is 3x4. I don't know. I ain't printing at Walgreens in a minute. But you can definitely print it. Go right to Walgreens. Go right to Walgreens. And 3x5. Yep, that's it. And you can get you some. Get on Canva. Make them yourself. Y'all, I had everything I do, I almost make them myself. I promise you. Or I'll go and get like little templates or something and edit them. It's very seldom that I'll like wait on a graphic designer. But go on over there to Canva, because guess what? Done is better than perfect. When you trying to perfect stuff and make it look all this and that, yeah, she got Canva templates. Etsy, yup. Take it on down there and do what it do. Done is better than perfect. Just imagine, because a lot of times when you're waiting and you like, oh, it gotta be this, it gotta be that, or let me go and I'm gonna go on, let me save me some money and go ahead and do this. Now you're not gonna do it, because when it comes down to it, what we at? It's October the 8th right now. Halloween on the 30th. If you keep waiting and keep procrastinating, where my procrastinators at? If you keep waiting and keep procrastinating for it to be perfect, you might not get it done. So we gotta make it do what it do. Period. Okay. Well, if anybody else ain't got nothing to say, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. I'm finna go in here and finish the other half of my the rest of my night. I hope that everybody here is successful. I hope you guys, took what we said today and you're able to, it kind of give you a little bit motivation to light that fire up under you again, to like, hey, let's knock it on down. I appreciate everybody for being here. Again, I hope that what I said, that that you're able to take it and apply it. I want you to do your homework. Make sure you have that number, that goal that you want to reach, so you can know and you can look at it and you can know, okay, hey, I know what I gotta do for this season. I know how many people I need to reach, and also make that one little boundary goal that you're gonna have. All right. You're welcome.
Really quick, Raven, I want to say something and close it really quickly.
Go
I
ahead.
know a lot of you guys on here are new. I know it seems overwhelming. Trust me, we were new at some point too. So, although we do have these years of experience, even we are still learning, because the tax industry is ever changing. So just know that you have people beside you that's not going to leave you alone. And we're here to help you. We have the systems in place, and we're here to help you, because we also have that experience.
Yes, for sure. Everything she just said. Period.
Good night,
Yes.
guys.
Good night. Yes, giving up is not an option.
Good night, everybody.